All right, part C. What is the average speed of the roller coaster from 4.5 seconds to 5.5? And so if you notice, if you want to look ahead, I'm going to kind of move my calculator out of the way so you can read it. You can see that even for part D, what is the average speed of the roller coaster from 4.9 seconds to 5.1? Notice the distance between my two x values are getting a lot closer. I have 4.5 to 5.5. So I'm going from 4.5 to 5.5, I'm going to 4.9 to 5.1, and it's kind of, if you notice, my x values are pinching to exactly 5 seconds. And so what we're going to find for each of these speeds is going to get closer and closer to some sort of speed, so we're going to use D to help us to predict E. So let's go ahead and go back to our calculator. Looks like it just turned off on me. All right, let's go back to our calculator, and we're going to do second and above enter. We're going to hit second enter, which is our entry, and we're going to go ahead and replace. And so now they want us to do 4. Now, notice if I do 0.5, it deletes the parentheses, so you kind of have to use the insert button. So second delete 4.5 parenthesis, and then go ahead and replace 5. Whoops, 5, and then I'm going to insert 0.5. Close parenthesis, and then I'm just going to go ahead and write over top of this. I'm going to do 4.5, whoops, excuse me, 5.5. No, I can do 4.5. Since I'll do y1 minus y2, it doesn't really matter. As long as you keep the same order, so I decided to use 4.5 first, and then 5.5. And it looks like we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and hit enter. Oops, looks like I have an error. Let's see here. Oh, I haven't actually set up parentheses, that's why. Hit enter, and now I get a little bit closer. If you notice, the other one, our previous one was negative, I think negative 59 something. Now it's negative 59.137. So you have a choice when you write this. You could write again the average speed. So we have the absolute value of D of, in this case we have 4.5 minus 5.5, D of 5.5, absolute value 4.5 minus 5.5. You have a choice. You can round up or you can truncate. Personally, I like to truncate. So we'll do 59.137. And you have to get to the thousandths place, so 3 decimals past it. To show that that's what the AP Cal is looking for, is to the 3rd decimal point. They don't care if you round. You could do 1.38. Personally, I think it's easier to just truncate it. So now let's go ahead. Oops. And let's try D. So let's turn our calculator on, and I'm just going to go ahead and do second entry again. Oops. Second entry. And I'm changing this to 4.9 and 5.1. Scroll down. 4.9 and 5.1. Hit enter. And notice I'm getting to, looks like 5.9.00.6. And so if I'm estimating, it looks like I'm getting closer and closer and closer to about 60 miles per hour. I'm going to put my calculator over here. And so if you notice, our previous one we had was 5.9137. That was our average speed feet per second. This one is the absolute value of D of 4.9 minus 5.1. Oops, that's not what I want to write. D of 5.1, absolute value of 4.9 minus 5.1. Well, we found that was going to be 59.6600 feet per second. And so if they're asking me to estimate, they want to know what's the estimate value of d prime of 5. And so I'm going to say it's probably going to be, it looks like it's getting closer and closer to 60 feet per second.